Welcome to my lesson again. Today we will speak about modal verbs, structure and use. What are modal verbs? Modal verbs are auxiliary verbs that provide additional and specific meaning to the main verb of the sentence. Can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, ought to, will, would are the forms of modal verbs. Now, how do we use modal verbs? Subject plus modal plus verb. We use modal verb between subject and verb. Example, Mary could play the piano. They don't accept conjugation. They don't need other auxiliary verbs. Remember about it. Now the formation. There is no S in singular. There is no do, does in the question. There is no don't, doesn't in the negative. He can ski, he can ski, or he can skis. We can't say. Would you like to come with me? We can't say, do you would like to come with me? Say, would you like to come with me? They can't be serious. You can't say, they don't can be serious. Say, they can't be serious. Modal verbs don't have infinitives or ing forms. To can or canning, to must or musting. Modal verbs are followed by an infinitive without to. She must study, strong obligation. We should have gone the other way, recommendation. He could play football in his youth, ability in the past. Modal verbs don't have all the tenses. Modal verbs use other verbs to complete the tenses. Can is completed with be able to. Must is completed with have to. Pay attention to the following examples. They can play the piano. They will be able to play the piano in the future. You must come early. You had to come early yesterday. What do they express? Modals can have more than one meaning, depending on the situation. That's why we divide them in the following modals. Single concept modals, they have one meaning. Double concept modal, they have two meanings. And modals in the past, they are used to express a situation in the past. Now categories. Look at the table. Single concept modals are will, might, should, ought to, had better. And double concept modals are the following: may, must, would, shall, could, can. And modals in the past: would have, could have, might have, should have, may have, must have, plus verb 3. Now single concept modals. Will express future. Joe will travel to New York next week. Might expresses small probability. I might move to Canada someday. Should expresses a recommendation. You should go to the doctor. And ought to expresses formal recommendation. We ought to know about first aid. And the last one is had better, expressing warning. I had better study or will fail the test. Now about double concept modals. May expresses permission or good probability. When it expresses permission, may I come in? And good probability. We may visit Mexico this summer. Must expresses responsibility or assumption. When it expresses responsibility, everyone must pay taxes. And when must expresses assumption. She didn't arrive, she must be sick. Now would. Would expresses past, used to, and present unreal. When I was young, I would play soccer. And when it expresses present unreal. I would buy the car, but I can't afford it. Shall expresses educated expression or offer. Excuse me, I shall go now. Shall I clean it? And the next it expresses contractual obligation. The company shall pay on January 1st. Could expresses unreal ability and past ability. When it expresses unreal ability, I could go if I had time. And past ability, she could play the piano, but she can't anymore. Can expresses present ability or permission. We can speak English, it is present ability. Can I have a candy? It is permission. Now, can expresses probability, possibility, ability, permission, but not obligation, advice or offers. I can play the piano, or can I go out tonight? Can't expresses probability, possibility. She can't be his mom. She is too young. When it expresses ability, I can't speak German. And permission, can I borrow that car? No, I can't. Might expresses possibility or probability. It might rain tomorrow. Could expresses probability or possibility, ability and permission. Look at the examples. It could rain tomorrow. I could already read. When I was 2, could I see your passport, please, sir? And may. When it expresses possibility, the following example is given. It may rain tomorrow. And when it expresses permission, you can ask, may I leave the table? Must expresses possibility and obligation or advice. She must be his sister because they look alike. You must leave before the clock strikes 12. Have to expresses obligation or advice. I have to study tonight. Shall also expresses obligation, advice or offers. You shall pay on Tuesday, or shall I help you? Should and ought to. You should see it. It's excellent, or you ought to see it. It is excellent. Had better also expresses advice. You had better sleep more. And would expresses offers. Would you like a drink? Would you like some coffee? Etc. Modals in the past. They are modals refer to actions that happened in the past. Modals plus have plus verb 3 or verb in past participle, we say. It must have been a difficult decision. They should have invited her to their wedding. Modal perfect must have plus past participle. Logical conclusion on a past event is denoted. Look at the example. Peter has arrived late. He must have been in a traffic jam. May or might have plus past participle. It denotes deduction on a past event. Joe might have taken the wrong train. Could have plus past participle. Possibility expressed to do something gone or unfulfilled. You could have played better. Couldn't have plus past participle expresses certainty that something couldn't have happened. He couldn't have passed because you hadn't studied enough. Would have plus past participle denotes desire to do something but impossibility to do it for external causes. I would have visited you, but I forgot your address. Should or ought to plus have plus verb 3. Lament on something that should have been done. You should ought to have warned me earlier. Shouldn't have plus past participle or verb 3 expresses critique on something that shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have told them. And needn't have plus Verb 3 expresses something that wasn't necessary doing. You needn't have bought it. A few verbs which often serve as modals too. They need to be conjugated. For example, like to, want to. Like to expresses enjoy and want to desire. I like to watch TV. John wants to buy a car. Now, exercises for practice. You are given some tests with answers. Pay attention and the meaning of the modal verbs. For more practice also, there are given some sentences and rewritten form which they have the same meaning. For example, I suggest that you get a good lawyer. You should get a lawyer or a good lawyer. A university degree isn't necessary for that job. You needn't have a university degree for that job, or you don't have to have a university degree for that job. Perhaps my father will pick you up. My father may or might pick you up. Eating is forbidden in class. You mustn't eat in class. Look at these dirty clothes. I am sure he's a poor person. He must be a poor person. I don't believe that the legend of Hercules is true because there are many contradictions. The legend of Hercules can't be true. Now, thank you for your attention. See you next lesson. Goodbye.